How to Help a Ponk Having a Bad Day by Runic Treetops. The door to the small Ponyville house slams shut with way more force than is necessary, causing the entire house to shake. There is silence for just a moment before heavy footsteps begin to echo through the house. These steps slowly make their way through the living room, down the hall, and into the master bedroom. Meanwhile, another creature present within the quiet home simply looks up from his newspaper with a look of mild concern on his face. This is Anon, the only human in Equestria. He also happens to be the husband of a very upset Pinkie Pie. A gentle smile on his face, he places the newspaper down on the table and walks towards a nearby closet. He carefully retrieves several items from said closet and gingerly places them on the floor outside of the master bedroom. Said bedroom's door is shut tight, but right now, that might be for the best. Nodding to himself, Anon walks into the kitchen, grabs a mug, reaches into the kitchen's handy-dandy chocolate stash, and gets right to work. A few minutes later, he grins and prepares to face his lovely wife. Before heading into the bedroom, however, he carefully scans the rest of the house. He's looking for the house's third and final resident. Though said resident tends to be kind of hard to track down sometimes, eventually Anon feels something fall onto his head with a heavy thud. There's nothing on the ceiling above him, but he knows better than to question these things. Chuckling to himself, he reaches for his head with his free hand and retrieves the culprit, a small toothless alligator.
Hey there, buddy. I'm gonna need your help soon. But you're gonna have to wait for your cue. Think you can do that?
The alligator silently looks in two directions at once, neither of which are towards Anon. One of his eyelids slowly closes, followed by the other a few seconds later.
Thanks, Gummy.
Now ready to go, he gently places the alligator on the floor and heads back towards the bedroom door, the grin never leaving his face. He brings his free hand to the door and carefully knocks 3 times. Go away.
You sure you don't want the company?
Supposedly. Pinkie mumbles with a noticeable lack of energy. Anon leans against the door while continuing to grin. He's seen this before.
Well, I guess I'll have to drink all this hot chocolate by myself then. I even got the silly straws out and everything.
After a few moments, the distinct sound of the bedroom door unlocking grazes Anon's ears. However, it does not open. Give me a second, I'm not decent.
Honey, you don't normally wear clothes anyway.
Oh, yeah. With a shrug, Anon opens the door. In the brief span of time between her unlocking the door and him opening said door, Pinkie has somehow made it back to her bed. She wears a fuzzy light blue robe as she lies flat on her back. Although she is still pink, the color in both her coat and mane seems to have dulled a bit. Her affirmation mane is also lacking its usual poofy quality, and is currently dripping straight down over her shoulder and chest. Her eyes have a slight red tint to them, indicating that she has been crying. All in all, she looks quite miserable. A gramophone playing soft rock rests next to the king-size bed. Last Anon checked, they didn't own a gramophone. But again, he knows better by now than to question these things. Giving her a warm smile, Anon takes a seat on the edge of the bed next to her. She stares at him with bright blue eyes, though there isn't much energy in her expression. Gingerly, he hands her the still steaming mug, as well as a little green silly straw. She sits up just enough to take them from him, and begins to sip from the straw. Thanks, Nani. Her voice is quiet, and she sounds like she's on the verge of tears.
Something happened today?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
No. The smile's still on his face. Anand slowly reaches over and strokes Pinky's mane, right behind her head. He isn't all that used to it being as straight as he currently is. But by the way her shoulders relax when he hits just the right spot, it seems that it's just as effective as ever at getting her to calm down a little bit.
That's okay. If you change your mind, I'm still willing to listen.
She gives him a smile, but the smile's obviously forced. She doesn't have to force smiles all that often, so he's gotten extremely good at recognizing when she is. Similarly, she doesn't get like this very often. There isn't some grand Pinkie Pie conspiracy or anything like that, of course. She legitimately is Ponyville's super duper party pony. She takes pride in the work she does, spreading joy and laughter everywhere she goes. And she's extremely talented at it. However, not even she's immune to the dreaded bad day trademark. Everyone has a bad day trademark at some point. It's one of those things where, from the very beginning, every little thing goes wrong. You wake up feeling tired, or perhaps with a headache. You're out of milk when you try to make breakfast. It's raining on your way to work. You have to deal with problematic people throughout the day. Or something else outside your control goes wrong and you're blamed for it. You have to work overtime and it's cold when you go home. Then, when you finally make it back, you find out Gummy ate the leftovers you've been saving in the fridge. Well, maybe not exactly that, but the point stands. A bad day, trademark, is bad news. And it usually takes someone special to help you out during those days. Someone like a super duper party pony, in fact. But who's there to help when the party pony in question is having a bad day, trademark? Her husband, of course. Anand has seen this before. When a bad day, trademark, hits Pinky, it hits hard. And she never likes to talk about why either. Is it because she doesn't like to recall bad events that happened to her? Or is it because bad days tend to consist of many small things that are hard to talk about instead of one big, inciting incident? Either way, Anand is on the case.
Wait here just for a moment, okay?
I don't think I'm gonna get out of bed ever again, she says before taking another long, drawn-out sip of her hot chocolate. Anand smiles at her as he stands up, walks over to the door, and reaches around the corner to the pile of stuff he left outside. The first thing he retrieves is a large, bright pink blanket. He steps back into the bedroom, revealing the blanket to his waiting wife with a grin. A tiny smile creeps its way to her face. Nani?
I applied the scent and everything.
Anand happily hurries his way to Pinky's side, and with a small smile still on her face, she lets out a fake, exasperated sigh. Come on, I don't want to be a burrito.
Too bad, you're burritoing.
Nani? They both laugh as he wraps the blanket around her small, relaxed body, leaving only her head exposed. He carefully reaches in and retrieves her straightened out mane, letting it flow both behind her and the blanket. She takes a deep breath, relishing in the strawberry scent Anand has filled the blanket with. How he does it, she doesn't know, but that doesn't change the fact that it's her favorite scent.
Comfy?
Although there is still a little energy in her voice, the gentle smile she gives him makes her appreciation clear as day. Mia, thanks for this one.
You say that like I'm done.
You didn't.
I did.
Once again, Anand rises from the bed and struts over to the doorway before grabbing the other item he had prepared. A book. Well, book might be an understatement. It's a veritable tome, vaguely sewn in color with yellow and purple details. The text in front is gaudy and almost illegible. But it says, Colonel Sackerson's daunting text of magical frivolity and practical jabbery. Said book is filled with hilarious antics, but most importantly, it's Pinky's favorite. Donnie, I can't even read that. You burritoed me.
I know. That's why I'm gonna read it to you.
No, you always get the punchlines wrong. Her voice is a line, but the smile on her face is all Anand needs to know that she's faking it. She loves it when he reads to her. Perhaps because he only does it on special occasions. And you know what? Pinky having a bad day, trademark, sounds like the perfect occasion. One last time, Anand sidles up to the side of the bed, but unlike before, he doesn't just sit down. Instead, he crawls onto the bed and places himself directly behind Pinky, while placing the book in front of her. He rests his head behind hers and reaches around her on both sides, pulling the burrito Ponk into a warm embrace before grabbing and opening the book to where they can both see it.
How's this?
She sighs. You didn't have to do all of this.
I know, but I wanted to. Only the best for my Pinkie Pie.
Anand begins to read from the book, but after a few seconds, he cuts himself off.
Oh, I almost forgot something.
When did you? Pinky is interrupted by something falling from the ceiling onto her head. Anand chuckles and removes it before placing it next to her. Pinky looks down and beams at the sight of Gummy, who has once again fallen from out of nowhere. Gummy! Are you trying to cheer me up too? Wordlessly, he opens his big, toothy mouth and clamps down on a part of her long, straightened out mane, causing both Pinky and Anand to laugh.
Looks like he is.
Suddenly, there is a sound like a party horn echoing through the room. Anand looks down to see Pinky's coat pop right back into its usual vibrant pink color. All at once, her mane particularly explodes back into its usual poofy shape, causing Gummy to hold on for dear life. There is still a quiet sadness in her eyes, but it seems like she is, at the very least, starting to feel a little better. I love you guys.
I love you too, Pinky.
Time seems to fly by as Anand reads to Pinky. She may not get better for a while, but we rarely do so quickly. But with her family there to support her, even she can overcome the blues caused by a bad day, trademark. Now isn't that a sweet ending? It's always so nice to have those people that can help you feel better after a bad day. If you want to help me have a great day, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe with that notification. That's all for today. Till next time, and have a wonderful day. Meanwhile, another creature present within the quiet home simply looks up from his newspaper with a look of mild concern on his face. A gentle smile on his face, he places the newspaper down on the table and walks to the reaches into the kitchen's handy-dandy chocolate stash. Before heading into the bedroom, not the bathroom. Before heading in the bedroom, before heading to the not bathroom, bedroom. Why do I keep on saying that? Similarly, she doesn't get like this very often. There isn't some grand pea pie when you finally make it back, you find out. One last time, Anand sidles up to the side of the bed, but unlike before, he doesn't just sit down. Instead, he crawls onto the bed and places himself directly behind Pinky, while placing the book in front of her. He rests his head behind hers and reaches around her on both sides, pulling the burrito Ponk into a warm embrace before grabbing and opening the book to where they can both see it.